Sometimes the things we take for granted suddenly become really important. I always thought Lakeland was for someone else. Then I lost my job. I realized I needed to learn more in today's job market. I needed Lakeland. Lakeland gets you ready for good new jobs. It'll fit your schedule and you can afford it. Lakeland really comes through for us. In Lake County, opportunity starts here at Lakeland.
We're talking with the County Auditor, Ed Zupancic, a Republican, and his Democrat challenger, Christine Page. And we'd like to have the next topic from Mike Betts.
There seem to be some current issues surrounding the Perry nuclear power plant and the taxes that it owes. How does that affect the county? Should residents be concerned, and what role, if any, would you take up as auditor to help resolve that? I'll start with you.
We've had a triennial update with all the values within the county. And in that triennial update that we had, obviously, we looked at the Perry nuclear power plant. We established a value with respect to that power plant. The owners have filed an appeal with respect to the value of that. And we will have a hearing later this year. And that Board of Revision, which consists of the auditor, the treasurer, and the president and commissioners, will sit and listen to the facts and evidence and then make a decision relative to the value of that plant. I believe I've assembled the same team that we've had in the past in dealing with the owners of the Perry plant, and I believe I've been somewhat successful in the past in dealing with these kind of situations as they come up. Obviously, it's litigation, and I can't really get into a lot of the details with you. I hope you understand that, but it's an important because it's probably the largest taxpayer in the county, and all we're trying to do is make sure that they pay their fair share.
I have been on the receiving end of the power plant's valuation changes through my work with Perry Township and Perry Library as well. The fact of the matter is that when the power plant challenges its valuations, all of the communities lose a certain portion of the revenues that they would otherwise have expected to receive. In the last valuation, it took 6 years for the litigation to proceed through its paces, and in the course of that, I am fairly certain the number that the communities lost in our area anyway was right around, if I remember correctly, I think it was about $23 million. We lost a lot of money. We had to reassess things. We had to manage things in anticipation of receiving the money. The county, its agencies, and all of the local communities that are affected by the reduction of the power plant, reduction in terms of their values, they say what their value is, the auditor has determined another value, that causes money to be lost in each one of these communities. As far as how it's being dealt with, I don't think that there is any choice but to handle it on a reactive basis. Personally, I'd like to see it dealt with on a proactive basis. I would like to be able to at least entertain conversation with the owners and operators of the power plant and any big taxpayer who feels that their valuations are just too high, and try and reach an agreement or come somewhat close to where they are. There's not a huge distance, but I'd like to see a proactive approach to those valuations so that we don't have to incur this type of valuation challenge. I've been sitting at my desk in Perry and waiting. I've just been waiting for it to happen. I knew it would come, and that, in Perry, that's somewhere between $20,000 and $40,000 a year until this is over, and that's just Perry. That's just, the numbers, running the numbers for the county. I haven't had an opportunity to do that, but it's big, and a proactive approach is necessary.
Chris, if you were to be elected, what would be your first priority when you took office in January?
I would like to take some time to reassess and see how the expenditures are being dealt with in the county, how the staffing levels are, the open bidding, competitive bidding for the appraisals is a big topic on my list of things to do. That is one expenditure that is done without a bidding process now, and I believe that that is the way to, that there is at least some method to bringing down the expenditures there. That would be my very first topic to tackle.
Okay, and if you're reelected, do you institute a new game plan with the beginning of each term, and what would you do January 2nd?
Well, obviously, we have a lot of major accomplishments that we want to continue. We want to continue to be proactive in working with all the department heads, elected officials, continuing our relationship with the Treasurer's Office and our balancing and checks and balances each and every day. We just instituted 2 programs and they're computer programs within the last couple of years. We just revamped our financial system about 2 years ago, so we have a new program there, and we also have a new real estate program that we've just implemented this year. So we try to keep up with these on a continual basis as they come up. As far as other plans and programs are concerned, we want to continue, obviously, the good work we have with our computerization and continuing that updating. It's kind of hard because technology now changes so fast, and I've seen so much that have changed in the 23 years since I've been there, but I think we do a good job in keeping up with the technology as it changes. And again, I point out, visit the website and check out the technology changes that we've made.
You've mentioned some accomplishments both of you have. Is there one that you would point to and kind of let voters know that this accomplishment embodies the kind of leadership or the kind of service I would bring to the office? I think Ed, we'll start with you.
Well, I think what the voters are looking for today is something out of their elected officials, and that's somebody that's willing to work with, cooperate, get the job done. And I think we've done that over the 23 years that I've been auditor. I'm in the office on a daily basis. I'm there to deal with issues as they come up. I'm there to talk to the public. If somebody calls, I will return the phone call if I happen to be out of the office. If they call to talk to the auditor, I will talk to them. So we want to continue those kind of relationships that we have, not only with the public, but with the continuity that we've had in dealing with all the department heads and elected officials over the 23 years.
I think that one of my most recent accomplishments has to do with cost savings, and I believe that that's probably a very important element in the climate that the county is now experiencing. At my behest, the trustees last year instituted an HRA, which is a health reimbursement account for our health insurance. It resulted in a projected savings last year of $84,000. I had previously instituted that at the library. The library is a much smaller scale. We saved about $9,000 in our first year. This year we expect to save about $5,000, but the township's original projection is at $84,000, and I'd like to apply that through the county. That's a matter of digging deep and looking hard, and I would like to see that happen. I think that it's necessary. The county has things that they need to do with their money. The sheriff's department, all of the other departments, and that we need to respread the revenues, and the best way to do that is to check our own house.